birthday. Of all the well wishes he received, this from Michael Strahan trolling Brady about the Pats' Super Bowl 42 loss to the Giants. But you can't troll the GOAT. Brady tweeting back, "Thanks, Mike. Guess we'll just have to run it back on a football field where I still go to work every day." Boom, shots fired. Wild. It's all fun and games until you realize Brady's right.
I've never seen. I actually have never seen that game. We're still 18-0. I have it on my DVR. I have not watched it yet, so I haven't heard great things. But it's been erased from my memory. Still 18-0 in my book.
That is a great tweet by Brady. It's his 43rd birthday and the mark of his first good tweet. Good job, Tom. It's a great tweet.
Let's play a little drawing a blank, guys. How about this? A recent report says there are some league insiders who see the Portland Trail Blazers as a threat to upset the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, this has been Wild's take for weeks. The take has simultaneously been the bane of Nick's existence. Nick, the chances the Blazers could knock off the Lakers in the playoffs are blank.
Again, as I've said many times on the show, I don't want to be prone to hyperbole. So I want to be precise here. Exactly 0%. First of all, I don't believe the Blazers are going to get there. Second of all, if they do get there, I don't know if folks have been paying attention. Trevor Ariza is not in the bubble. So I ask this question to anyone who is out. My friend Charles Barkley, who said, "Oh, the Blazers will beat them." Who is guarding LeBron in that series? Is it Zach Collins? Is it my guy Carmelo Anthony? Gary Trent Jr. Anyone? They have. I don't know that there is a team in the league less equipped personnel-wise to guard LeBron than the Blazers without Ariza. Mario Hezonja, come on down. So Broussard, it's 0%, and I pray you're going to help put an end to this madness.
Well, I'm going to say something I rarely say. I agree with Nick.
There you go.
What? Can we stop it? All right, look, would the Blazers be a tougher matchup than New Orleans or Memphis or even San Antonio? Yeah, okay, they do have the backcourt, but they have no chance of beating the Lakers. Remember, Portland got swept 2 years ago. Same team, essentially, a little bit different. They added Carmelo. They're more mature. But they got swept by Anthony Davis in New Orleans. You think Anthony Davis with LeBron is going to lose to this essentially same Portland team? No, come on. This is embarrassing. Sorry, Wild.
What a betrayal. Broussard has been, it's the whole bit of the show has been me and Broussard against Nick. And this take comes out of nowhere. This is like when Macho Man and Hulk Hogan are there, and Macho Man rips his chain. He's bleeding. It's like, what? He
just like that.
On him. Nick,
just like that.
Nick, what time is your radio show today? Yeah, I thought you were going to Nick, what time's your time?
I'm filling in for Mad Dog today, so it's at 3 p.m.
What time is it at? Wrong, it's at Dame time, baby. Dame time's all the time at 3 o'clock. It's Dame time in Mellow. The Blazers to the playoffs. I'm the new Blazers fan. Gosh darn it, Broussard.
Look, if you're going to pick a dark horse, you might as well pick the Blazers. Moving on to a rookie showdown last night. Zion and Ja going at it. Zion, after all the whispers of his frustrations with playing time, finished with 23, 7, and 5 and 25 minutes to go along with the win. Ja finished with just 11 points to go along with the loss. So, Nick, Zion and Ja's rookie battle last night was blank.
A sign of things to come, and we're going to talk more about Zion later. This is not a sign of things to come on Ja. Ja was bad, but he's been excellent all year. But Zion, as he continues to play his way back into rhythm, he's basically been a point a minute since he stepped on an NBA court. That's going to continue, so it's a sign of things to come, Broussard.
It was lopsided, and I'm glad, Nick, you didn't go the extra mile and say, I told you, Zion should be Rookie of the Year. It's irrelevant.
I didn't tell you that.
Roy voting. Okay, I'm glad you didn't. I thought you might go there.
There's more show left. Just wait.
I was happy for it. Yeah, right. We got time.
Go ahead,
Can we
Wild.
throw up the Grizzlies schedule? When are we going to talk about the Grizzlies are losing it here? This is a big choke job from the Grizzlies. They're 0-3 in the bubble. They've got some tough teams coming up. I mean, I assume the Celtics and the Bucks, maybe the Bucks take that day off and chill and just get ready.
It's
but
tough.
This doesn't look good. They're playing really bad, and no one's talking about it.
That loss to Portland was a killer, Jenna. It was a killer.
Good for me and the Blazers.
All right, moving on to the 35-year-old veteran Chris Paul. CP3 showing his veteran smarts last night, drawing the foul down one, just 3 seconds left in regulation. Brilliant move, tugging on the shorts there until you miss one of the free throws, and then you go on to lose in overtime. So, Nick, Chris Paul's sequence at the end of regulation there was blank.
Oh, my God. This pains me to see again. The answer is expensive. And here's why, America.
What? Are you talking about his contract?
No, I'm talking. No, Wilds. I got Broussard yelling at me for a Rookie of the Year vote I didn't make. I got you predicting takes and being wrong. Zip it and I'll explain it.
I'm sorry. All right. Sorry.
Some people, when they gamble, like to do something called an emotional hedge, meaning they bet against what they're rooting for in their heart, so either way they win a little bit. I do the opposite. If I'm rooting hard in a game, I also put money on the game. I really wanted the Thunder to win yesterday, and I needed under 220 points. Do you see what the final score would have been? 110-109. Under 220 by 1. Parlayed with the Thunder on the money line. I win. The Nuggets lose. The Rockets go up in the standings. Chris Paul could clutch. It all continued. And he missed the free throw. He had it. He tricked the refs. He grabs his shorts. He gets the line. I'm going to make hundreds of dollars. And he misses the free throw. And then it goes over because, of course, it goes over because we're at 2:18 and I lose at 2:21. There's 5 minutes of overtime and the Thunder lose. It's terrible. It's just awful. And I didn't want this in the
Bring
show.
us back to reality. Let's go. Moving on.
That is reality.
That's your reality.
I say
Broussard.
it was reminiscent. Reminiscent. I hate to say it because CP3 is one of the greatest point guards we've ever seen. But until he has that great clutch moment in the playoffs, whenever he fails, people are going to go back to this. 2014, Game 5, last 45 seconds. The Clippers have the game and won, and the series in control. And CP3 makes 2 uncharacteristic turnovers, fouls Russell Westbrook on a 3-pointer. They lose the game in the series. I hated to see it for CP3. He's a 90% free throw shooter. So every time he fails in the clutch, that is going to be on people's minds.
Okay, Broussard hated to see it so much that he asked the producer to pull up an old clip from years ago and run it on national television. That's how much he hated to see it. I thought it was a savvy move. I'm pro Chris Paul. First of all, the guy's responsible for the entire thing, putting the entire thing in the bubble. I know people are like, hey, Baldo, why? That's what he gets for pulling Paul Millsap shorts. No, that's the way real basketball works. It might not be the way you play basketball, where you got to play everything clean. Well, Chris Paul's smarter than everybody. Great job, Chris Paul. He'll make it next time. Go
And by
Thunder.
the way, Broussard, after that meltdown, a couple years later, he did hit a buzzer-beating Game 7 shot against the Spurs, just crushing Chris Paul. I mean, I'm mad at him for the money, but come on.
We're moving on. Talk some coaches for a second. Mike Budenholzer and Billy Donovan were both voted NBCA co-coaches of the year yesterday, with Raptors' Nick Nurse finishing 1 vote shy of being a 3-way tie. Probably Kawhi's fault, Nick. So Wilds, Budenholzer and Donovan being named co-coaches of the year is blank.
You can't have 6% of the coaches in the league be the best coach. Figure out a way to do it. That you got one coach. If that extrapolated out to the real league, that would mean we'd have 30 MVPs, 40 50 players, 6%, we'd have 30 MVPs. So as a suggestion, we know that there's one person on this show with a real vote and one person without a real vote. I vote that, I might have the third vote. I vote that, Nick, you get to break the ties in the Coaches Association Awards. Who do you give the award to?
Neither.
Don't
It's Nick
shake your head.
Nurse. This is ridiculous. It's Nick Nurse. And by the way, Broussard, how does Budenholzer get involved here? Nurse, Donovan, Vogel, McMillan, Taylor, Jenkins. They all on my fake ballot. That's your 1 through 5. How Budenholzer gets this